I'm Holly Constant.
And I'm Madi Hockaday. We really love Parks and Rec, and we really love behind-the-scenes details.
So we're researching everything from DVD extras like deleted scenes and commentaries,
plus interviewing cast and crew who actually worked on the show.
We also bring on guests and friends to geek out about everything parks.
So join us, you tropical fish.
This is literally the best Parks and Rec rewatch podcast.
We're your park pals.
There's a park and some pals, and there's also therapy too.
Yeah.
Thanks. You haven't seen me walk?
Oh God.
That's when it's been like really clear to everybody, especially the last week at work, because we have stairs to our second floor, and I've been still taking the stairs like all the time.
Yeah.
And people are like watching me get to the top of the stairs and then continue to walk, and they're like, yeah, you're not looking so hot anymore.
No! What?
I would make those people carry me up every flight. I'd be like, put me in a chair and treat me like fucking Cleopatra.
Yeah.
I have life brimming within me. What have you done today?
Oh man, I love that. We do have an elevator, so it's partially my fault. It was my goal to myself, like, to make it to maternity leave and not have to use the elevator. So
That's great.
Yeah, so it's my continued goal, but every day we get a little bit closer to me being like, that elevator's looking real nice today.
Yeah, I mean, oh my God. I take the elevator anyway. I'm not carrying a child.
Same. Your hair looks really beautiful, though. Like, are all the other things people say true? Like, do you have, like, the glow and the hair and the nice nails and everything? Or is that all bullshit?
So everybody's different. My nails super are not nice, not cute. I definitely looked that up. That's part of pregnancy for some people, like where their nails just become super flimsy and like because the nutrients are being used for other things. My hair is growing faster, but it's not like special. I haven't gotten my hair cut since June or July. So
Me too. That's why this is happening.
Yeah.
I keep doing these with cuticle scissors.
Oh my gosh, that's
idea.
impressive. Yeah, that's really impressive. Yeah, I don't trust myself to touch anything on my own head. So that's my goal is this week to find a hair appointment.
Yeah.
And treat myself one more time. So we'll see.
My coworker is talking about her. She's also pregnant, and she's talking about her hair because I wore my hair down, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, your hair's getting so long," and I was like, "I just want to chop it all off again eventually." Like I loved a pixie cut. I didn't have to do anything, and it looked so cute.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "F this," and she was like, "No," and I was like, "What?" And she was like, I'm projecting. Like I just love my hair right now because I have really thin hair. My hair is like getting thicker now that I'm pregnant, which is like one upside basically. And I was like, yeah, I hear you. I do.
Yeah. Everybody's got their own preference with their hair. Like I've always liked my hair longer, but I've heard that when a baby is here, you don't want to have long hair because their hands get stuck in it.
Oh, didn't think of that one.
Yeah. So I'm like, I might want to cut a little bit of it off and not have like 18 inches of it for him to like
grab
pull
onto.
at.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, do you want, is it okay if I like do my normal thing and we go like I do the director and written and directed and all that stuff?
Yeah, I figured we would run it just the way we usually do, and then I can hop off after the
Okay, perfect.
that stuff.
And I don't know. We'll see. But I might air all this too because I think it's really interesting and people don't know anything about pregnant people, so they should learn.
And
I'm one of those people. I'm real dumb about pregnancy where I'm like, what? Huh?
Yeah.
How does it work?
You learn so much, and everybody's so different. Like, and that's validation Holly has given me several times, like, because I've just been so grateful that I haven't been in pain the whole time. And she's like, that doesn't mean that you can't be frustrated by the things that are happening to you. So,
yes.
My champion over here.
You're a champion, little horse, and you're dead.
Full circle. Always staying on task.
I am so
damn
around all of the time.
So good.
Oh my God. No, but it's so true. You get so frustrated. And I was talking about this because I actually know a lot of pregnant people in my life right now. And I feel like when people ask questions to the pregnant person, it's like the pregnant person is also learning / doesn't know either. So it's like, it's not as if they have all the answers. So I'm just like, you know, you have to do what you have to do. And I'm sure, like, you know, you were talking about, Madi, like fitness is such a huge part of your life. And so like to not be able to do the things that you used to be able to do. And I think this is also like parallel to like people getting older as well. And like their joints aren't, like my mom talks about this, like, you know, not being able to do as much as you used to be able to do. Yeah. And it's just like.
It's the, what am I trying to say? This is the other thing. Your brain does not function at the same level anymore.
A little foggy.
Yeah,
but that's like okay. Who cares?
Words just
you're working for
away.
2 people.
Yeah,
but
you're growing a human.
Yeah,
Maddie called it a watermelon today, and I thought that was great. She was like, "I'm literally carrying a watermelon." Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
you're Dwight.
You are both baby with baby. Oh,
yeah.
Don't let anyone put you in a corner.
Yes,
Ivan made that reference today.
Oh my God! See,
yeah.
Oh shit, we're so in sync.
I know. This is crazy. Wow.
Oh, amazing.
Impressive. Yeah.
Okay, well, we are here for Operation Anne, and I haven't been introducing the guests really lately, but because everybody knows everybody. But Kris Carr is joining us today. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, thank you.
Of course.
So
thank
exciting.
you guys.
And okay, so last episode was Bowling for Votes, and I had a couple of like recaps moments. We shared last episode that the guy who's mean to Leslie is also in The Office, and for whatever reason, Sean and I both thought it was the guy in Turf War that has like the kind of bald head, and they're like sitting on the bench trying to like trying to vie for this business, and then they get coffee together, and we were like, it's that guy, right? And then I looked it up and it was totally not that guy, but I couldn't figure out which episode it was, and it's Turf War. So just in case any Parks and Rec Office fans crossover was curious and didn't feel like looking it up, that's who that guy is. They don't even really look alike, they just have the same kind of like asshole vibes. I think that's why.
That the accent might be a little close too.
That's true too, like their speech tone and all that stuff. But I mean, they kind of look alike if you really stare at them. But anyway, so just wanted to say that. And then the other thing was that Sean was wondering. So there is a guy in the last episode who says, "Is she willing to change her name?" Like I know a lot of Leslies that are like, I hate Leslie's. Can she change it to like Susan or something? And that guy's name was Horace. And Sean thought that like, wait, doesn't he come back? Because isn't there a guy that's like mean to Andy or something? But that guy, and we couldn't think of that guy's name. And that's Lawrence.
Lawrence
is the one that like chases after Andy when he's like in the kiddie pool with his casts and all that. So it does rhyme. So just wanted to give that a little moment. And then the other thing, the last thing, is not from Bowling for Votes, but we had the interview with Norm Hiscock, who is a writer-producer on the show, and he listened to the episode, and he, like, sent this really lovely long email, like, clarifying some things about producers. And I was like, if I'm misrepresented, please let me know, because I was just asking a bunch of questions. He was like, no, like, I just forgot that we talked about all the differences in producers, and I just wanted to make sure people knew. And by people, I think he just meant me, but I was like, I'm sharing this with the podcast. Because that was one of the reasons I wanted him on, was because ever since I started researching this show, I was like, there's 8,000 different kinds of producers. And I really, because like I think back in the day there was one kind, or at least that's what I kind of gathered. And now that I see like credits and things are packaged at the top now, where if the actor is like a name actor is also going to be the producer, and then it goes down and down and down. And I was like, what is all of this? And Norm was explaining that writers are also producers sometimes. But I'm just going to read the first email that he sent so that I can just, let everybody know. But he said, just to clarify, the reason why the WGA invented the producer credit to go with the writing credit is to make sure that after the script is written, we can be part of the creative process. So we are creative producers, essentially. And as you climb in producing credit, you take on more responsibilities. Seeing that we create the content, it's to ensure that we can guide it. So that's one thing.
Beautiful.
The second thing is, I know, well said.
Yeah.
Executive producers can be just managers or production companies who helped sell or fund the project. Executive producers are also creators, showrunners. They oversee from script to shooting to editing to mixing, and they make decisions on how money is spent creatively, who the cast is, main department head, post-production, things like that. And then co-executive producers step in to help the showrunner while they are dealing with other creative aspects. All lower-level producers essentially work on other people's scripts and oversee their own scripts throughout production. Then there are producers that take care of scheduling, talk to crew, and help prioritize where money is being spent. So they work with showrunner on what they need and also what streamers or networks want in terms of time, budget, etc. And I was like, oh my God, that is so like insane.
That's crazy.
There's so many different things. I mean, I knew most of that from the interview. I don't think that we said anything that wasn't true. I think he just wanted to like make sure that, you know, we said the correct words.
Well, and I think in the interviews, it's so easy for us to get into like a spiral of conversation that like this summarizes. Can you hear me? Oh no.
Oh, okay. There it is.
Okay. Is it super delayed, or are you hearing me right now?
I'm hearing you right now.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back.
Yeah,
and say,
you said in part of the interview. That's where
when we do interviews, I feel like the conversation just starts to flow and flow and flow. And so it like almost sounds like he just wanted to give a summary in case people got lost in it. Because I feel like it's easy to get lost in it.
Totally. That makes so much sense. So yeah, I was glad that he sent that, and that was really nice. I feel like he also said other things. Oh, he also said scheduling person is the line producer, which I think is what Pete Hornberger plays in 30 Rock, where he like schedules a lot of the or he's like technically the line producer, I think, and trying to like schedule all the guests and whatnot. Oh, and then this is what I was talking about too. He also said the producer credit is now handed to the lead star of the show. Well, now. I think he wrote now, but I think that's like not all the time, but a lot of the times. Right? Would that make sense? Yeah.
There's another 30 Rock episode about that.
Oh.
When Jenna Maroney is gunning for her producer credit.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh my God. 30 Rock. So great. Anyway, to lead star and also some post-production heads, seasoned editors who want more say about how post is run and are included in the scripts early on. So, same as actors, as producers, they get the scripts early. They can give input, but the showrunner has a final say because they have all the info. And sometimes stars are executive producers because they have a company or that they bought or funded the project or whatever it is. So, yeah, I was really happy that he sent all that, which, again, I think that, like I said, I don't think that there's anything that we misrepresented, but it was really cool to get, like you said, the summary of, like, all of it, which is still, it's, like, such a pie chart, or not pie chart, like a flow chart in my mind of, like, who does what and everything, because I never really thought of writers being producers, but obviously Parks and Rec opened my mind to that, and that's really so great that, like he said, since they are creating the content, they should have some, you know, say in how it is gonna go.
Yeah, it's awesome.
We saw a lot more of that kind of overlap being exposed, I guess, for lack of a better term, during all the strikes and everything too, of people who were both WGA and DGA, and then also SAG-AFTRA, because so many people make their own content now that you have kind of your hand in all the different pies. So
that's so true.
They're all over the place. Yeah,
and I think he was. He really opened also and like explained a little bit more about the rooms and like how there's leaders of rooms and of writers' rooms. And that was really interesting to learn too. So yeah, that's why I like wrote in the caption, I think when I posted it, I was like, this is such a nerdy like industry talk thing, but I think it's so fascinating for people that maybe even aren't in the industry to understand. But if you are, especially, it's like really cool to hear him talk about it. So yeah, just wanted to share that and talk about that a little bit. But okay, so now we are moving on to Operation Anne, Season 4, Episode 14. This written
has
by...
one of my favorite lines.
Which one? Say it.
Anne, you beautiful spinster, I will find you love.
That is so you.
I love it.
That's awesome.
You beautiful spinster. Oh my God, the best. Okay, so this was written by Aisha Muharrar. I think that you pronounce her name that way. She's written and produced a bunch of things on Parks, 14 episodes, in fact. So she's been great. She is also, I mention this every single time, but she is also the worker at the baby store when Anne says she's never seen bibs without Dale Earnhardt Jr. on them. And she's like, really? That was Aisha. And she also has done Good Place, Hacks, which is a great show on HBO. You guys should all watch. Hopefully that's coming back now that the strike's over. She helped with the Parks and Rec special in 2020 when that came back, like
cool.
during the COVID moment. But yeah, so Aisha wrote this. And then it was directed by Morgan Sackett, who we've definitely mentioned before, and has also done all the shows that Aisha has done. Like, they're all in that little same circle. He was also a producer on Moxie, which is Amy Poehler's movie, which everyone should watch immediately. He also did Rutherford Falls and Veep. And side note, I posted this actually, which is kind of funny because I just posted this on our stories where in the black and white photo of Boys Club when Leslie is standing in front of all of the male, like, city council members or whatever. Norm Hiscock is in one, the guy that we just interviewed and who I just did the long spiel about. And Morgan Sackett, who directed this, is directly above him. So I'll post that picture again. But I always love that, like, kind of Easter egg moment, seeing who the crew is that they randomly put in the show. And now you can see what they look like. And I mentioned this before when he's directed or written, because he's also a writer, I believe, as well. But he has a production company called Dunshire Productions.
Love it.
AKA Cones of Dunshire. And it's with a bunch of Parks and Good Place people. Like, I'm pretty sure Kristen Bell is very involved. They do everything from, like, commercials to, videos, film, TV, stuff like that. The website is actually really funny. I'll have to post it in the show notes again because there's, like, on their contact page. I didn't do it last time. I just remember it so specifically from the past time when I looked it up. It was like the contact page was like, if you send us something, you're not going to get in touch with Kristen Bell. She's not going to message you or, like, in a nicer way, but, like, you're not going to become friends.
Yeah.
You might, but in another way, but this is not why we have our company.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So that was really cute. But anyway, so great team we've got going on here. And now I have summary written. So Maddie, whenever you're ready.
I have to say, on a side note, because you brought up Moxie being Amy Poehler's movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys have seen this, but if you haven't, you should. She has that Making It show with Nick.
Oh, Nick Offerman.
Yeah. But they do Baking It at the Christmas time.
Oh yeah, I've seen that too. Doesn't Maya Rudolph do it too?
Yeah. Okay. So the first season was Maya Rudolph and Andy Samberg, who I love. I love them together. It's amazing. But the second season, Amy comes and she replaces Andy because I think he was working on another project. Mm-hmm. So it's just a side note for anybody. I know that right now it's Christmas time, and when this airs, it will definitely not be Christmas time. But you can always go back and watch. Yeah, you can always go back and watch it because it's
I always watch
so
Bake
wonderful.
Off, the Christmas specials.
The Great British Bake Off.
Yeah,
I love that show. I love when they say soggy bottom. It's great.
I followed them on Instagram, and I haven't watched this most recent episode because I was striking from Netflix because of the strike.
Yeah.
And I've just seen so many different things on Instagram that is so hilarious now, like dirty jokes, like somebody baked a beaver, and Prue was like, "So tell us about your beaver."
This season is very sexual. It's great. The newer host, Allison, she and Noel are just ridiculous together.
Really?
It's so fun.
Okay.
Are
you caught up? Is it over?
You'll like it. It's all done. Yeah. They've wrapped it. I've watched it. My whole stand-up set basically was about me and Logan watching it.
Oh my God.
It's so good.
That's
love
amazing.
that.
So good.
It's such a good show. It's so feel good. It was the first show I watched that was like a competition show, but you're like, everybody wants everybody else to win, and I love it.
Yes.
Wholesome.
So it's so
instead
wholesome.
of like, fuck you, I'm getting this $100,000.
Yeah.
And which is why, like, oh, sorry, Maddie, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say Baking It is like the same way. Like, they're all like, we're a family. And I'm like, this is what it's about, you guys.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Oh, yeah. Also, two of the writers on I Know Baking It for sure, Jess McKenna and Zach Reno, are on that Off Book the Musical podcast.
Oh!
They're writers for it, and they are hysterical.
Okay.
So any way you can support those two, too, in addition to Amy Poehler and her friends. Like, let's go.
Oh, my gosh.
Awesome.
So good. And also, the guy who's mean to Leslie in Bowling for Votes is also in Moxie as, like, the grocery bagger guy or whatever, which I think was hilarious.
Nice.
He's in, like, a lot of improv circles and stuff.
Was Moxie the one where she's the cool mom and her kid finds like the jacket and starts like being a badass? Okay, yeah, that movie was adorable.
Yeah, and she plays a nurse, but like she's an unhealthy nurse.
Yeah.
And then she learns all about, like punk rock lady bands, which are super great.
Okay. Yeah, it's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen it. I'm gonna have to watch it.
Yeah, I think it was her. Did she direct it? I feel like she directed it or no,
She
maybe.
did.
Oh, okay. And I think Wine Country was her like first directorial debut, and then Moxie
I believe
was
so.
Yeah,
for feature film
right.
at least.
Yeah. I think that's right. Also, she has this is not sponsored, but she does have a masterclass now. I posted it on our story.
Every time it's in my Instagram, I think of you guys.
Oh my God. She does like improv stuff, and like the improv stuff or the improv like training I feel that she's giving you, which is like this is with any acting class I feel, like really translates into your real life. So it's lovely. I love it.
Queen.
Anyway.
I will go to my summary now. I had to share because every time I watch, I think about you. So it's like we need to talk
the
about
best.
it. Okay. So here we go. We have a summary for Operation Anne. After finding her true happiness with Ben, Leslie is determined to help Anne find someone special too, and asks the Parks and Rec gang to all present one viable dating option for Anne at the Valentine's Day dance. I can't read my own writing. Kris is sitting in and spreading his sadness from his breakup with Millie on everyone. Meanwhile, Andy and Ron step in to help Ben solve Leslie's Valentine's Day scavenger hunt.
Oh my God, the scavenger hunt. Crazy.
Yeah.
Also, too, like I know, Maddie, you'll say your thoughts and stuff, but while you're here, like we said this in the last episode and I've said it before and I'll say it again. I just feel like so many times they don't know what the F to do with Anne, like what to do with her character.
Yeah. Like underutilized.
Yeah, she's just like is the straight man to everybody's crazy except for Ben, but Ben has Leslie to like balance them out, and now Anne's like, I don't know. To me, this is me as an like even if I wasn't like analyzing, but not especially now that I am, I'm just like her and Tom. She would not give that a shot. Mm-hmm. What? But okay, it's like cute. It's fun.
It's like they lost her purpose because Ben kind of stepped into it. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Maybe. I don't know. Like I don't know. I guess that is kind of what I'm saying, but I can
kind of see that.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, at the same time, this also gives us the more arc into April being thoughtful and everything. So anyways, I just want to say
I do like having Anne be that character, though, that you can show how people imprint on who they're dating.
Yeah.
And how, like, she's such the social tofu character where it's just she will constantly adapt and change to be what somebody else thinks she's supposed to be like.
So true.
So then finally we get that nice journey of once Anne Perkins is just Anne Perkins.
Yeah.
And is just her unabashedly. Then she finally can find love.
Yes, that's so true. Because she definitely doesn't, even as they like continue dating or quote dating or whatever, she definitely doesn't like go into Tom's vibe. You know what I mean? She stays true to who she is.
I like it because she tries to understand him. She does make an effort to understand who he listens to and why he buys the things he buys, but she's not like all of a sudden like dropping money on all the shit he drops money on. So, which is
instead
cool.
she just invites Leslie over and they steal all his stuff. Which is absolutely what I would do.
I love it.
Chocolate covered almonds like randomly around. Sure.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's amazing. How much debt is he in? He works for the government.
Oh my God.
So much.
Oh my God.
So
much.
It's
so much. Oh my God.
Oh boy. Okay.
Well, do you have any thoughts before I get started?
Yes. I will give you my thoughts. So that was one of them, is that Tom and Anne for me never were supposed to be a thing in my head.
Yeah.
So
it is funny. I will say we talked about this before. It is funny because it does give us the baby, I'm sorry for how I acted.
But if you give me another chance,
so
I'll
good.
be the boy of your dreams, girl. Just
it's so
that
good.
episode.
Excellent. It's so good.
It's the Ivan will quote the "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" song constantly when we go to baseball games. It's great. Yeah,
it is.
That's just a great episode.
Kris is so bad. Love
it. Yeah, it's so bad. So that's my thought about Tom and Anne. I think it's cute because, like you said, we're seeing this other side of April, right? That she's thinking outside of herself. We're seeing her care a little bit more about other people, getting a little bit involved. She steps in and is like, okay, well, you guys should just go out and try it, see what happens. But yeah, it's so different for me. I think if we always saw the genuine Tom that we do see a little bit at the end, like, I think we would believe it more, but we just don't see that version of him often enough for me to believe that that's who he would be all the time in the relationship. So that's my thought process there. Leslie, I love her. Her heart's in the right place. But I think also forcing it and forcing all these people into Anne, it's like, do we even know if Anne's ready? Like, is Anne even looking? Like, some people are ready for love, but they're like not looking. They're like, I'm kind of okay right now by myself.
Yeah.
You know? So that was my thought there. And then Kris for like the last couple episodes has been like the bane of my existence.
Thank you. Sean
like,
said I had something weird with Kris, and that's why, and he was like judging me, and I was like, listen, that's fine. I do a tiny bit, but also it's true. he's plummeting for me, right? Like, he was a functional human for like the first season he's here, and then you're just starting to see like, okay, we're getting a little crazy. Like, we're dramatizing him a little bit too much, it seems like. Yeah.
But yeah, because I mean, how long did
it is fun to see him depressed. Not in a not awful in a mean way. That sounded terrible. I just meant like a different side of him.
I love when this man is depleted of serotonin.
I am April, and I want his joy to leave.
Yeah. I want him to be sad. No, but it's interesting to see that the Kris that I feel like we know from the very beginning wouldn't drop it on everyone else, kind of like he is at the dance, you know? He would put on the happy face and then like cry in a corner, which also isn't healthy, right? Like, you know, he needs to handle it how he handles it. But this also seems like such a large reaction for me when he's been with her for maybe like 6 months. Right?
That's true. I don't know how long it has been.
They were together at Halloween.
Long. Okay.
Right?
Oh, okay. That's right. That's right.
So at least 4 months.
Okay.
But it does seem like a very big reaction for him.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dude, first of all, you're the boss here. Like, this is a work event and you're the boss and you're playing this music. You're bumming everyone out. Like, you know, that's just, that was my thing there, was like, know the place. Like, you can be upset and if you need to go with Ben and have like a night where you guys get wasted, and you can do that. But like, this is a work event and you're the city manager. So
that's true too. I do think it's great that they like brought up the thing about like a personal best, like that Millie brought out the personal best in him. So now he's like nervous. And I don't think anyone else has done that yet. So that might be leading into why he's taking this so hard. But yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
Well, I have a question for you guys on that too, because we established when Anne and Kris broke up that no one's broken up with Anne before. So do you think this is the first time somebody's broken up with Kris?
Ooh, I like that. That's very real.
Honestly,
that's kind of how I read it, of like, why would someone leave me?
Yeah. That's so good.
And she plummeted too after that. That's when she started like, you know, she was like making out with the guys in tents and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wearing rodeo attire.
Yeah.
It got away from her.
Dyeing your hair
really
pink.
It really did. No, that's
We've
a really
been
there.
There. We've done this.
We've all done it.
Know.
Blue, pink, you know, whatever you want to do.
Made out with guys in tents.
Yeah. Oh, man.
That's true. That's a great point.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah. I like that thought process. Yeah. Well, those are my thoughts. And so we can announce it rather on the podcast, that I will probably be doing voice memos here for a little bit, because my child could literally be here at any day. So
crazy. Congratulations. It's happening.
Thanks. I'll send
Wait, when is your official due date? 25th?
Christmas Day, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So we're 2 weeks from the official due date, but
that's wild.
Full grown. And
oh my God.
Are you sick of people saying that he's a gift? Or do you love it?
He is a gift. No, not a lot of people have said that. I will tell you. And anybody who's
Madi, he's a gift.
Thanks, Kris. The thing I love, like we were talking about, right? Like people asking questions of pregnant like ladies, like there's certain questions that are like totally like, yeah, I'm happy to share with you, like cravings, nausea, like all that stuff. Like, did this happen to you? Did this happen to you? Because everybody's so different. But the ones that I can't, that are starting to grate on me emotionally, like I know people have like the best intention, but is when they like start making comments about, well, you've gotten this big, so he's definitely coming by this day, or they're like, like telling me, oh, you're starting to be in a lot of pain this week. That means it's going to be any day now. I'm like, first of all, you're not my doctor. This TMI could be TMI, but you have not had your hand inside me to tell. No, he's not. You don't know. And it's freaking me the fuck out. This whole week, my mom has been on a cruise in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea. And I'm like, listen, I cannot go into labor right now. I will lose my shit because my mom's not
I know,
here.
Mom needs to be there.
Yeah. So that's the thing. And then like everybody asking me if the like nursery is 100% ready. I'm like, listen, I work a full-time job. I come home and I just need to lay down and I do not want to do anything. I've washed most of his clothes. There's another load that hasn't been done. Will it be done before he's born? We're at the point where I don't fucking know. His stroller and his pack and play are in the middle of the nursery. You can't really walk in the entire thing. And Ivan this morning was like, it's okay. Like they're built.
Yeah.
So he can use them when he needs them. So
this baby isn't Bobby Burke. He's not going to walk into an unfinished room and judge it.
I know.
Oh my God.
That was the exact same rationalization that Ivan gave me. He was like, he's not going to remember what room you brought him home to. Like, he's going to remember that we loved him and we took care of him when he got here. Like, come on. So, but
also it just blows my mind the things that people think they can say that are acceptable. It is so like, who fucking told you that this was okay?
Yeah.
And why is it my responsibility to either answer your question or tell you, no, that's actually not okay to ask, but thanks for playing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I'm not
Madi,
I'm not the kind of person who's going to say, please don't ask me that. You know, I'm going to smile and wave.
Kris are like,
I know, I should just carry you guys behind me and you can be like,
honestly,
Maddie's going to keep walking and we're going to tell you how we feel about that.
I'll just record a voice memo and say, please never ask that again. Thank you so much. And you can play that.
Well, we were talking about like the other side of the spectrum of this, right? Because I'm child free and chose to be so. And people will constantly do the like, you're going to change your mind. Won't you be so sad if something happens to your husband? You don't have a way to remember him. Like, I'm going to have fucking deja vu because I don't have a baby.
What?
Like,
fucking
who's that
question
man?
is that?
But unless he put his seed in me, I won't remember him. So a lot of times what I do now, and these are all Marie Carr approved, by the way. My mother is very pro me, like, not having kids, where she's like, I'm so interesting. I don't need this. This is fine. Talk to me about my trips. You don't need to worry about me and my grandkids. And my mom has approved of me doing the, if somebody does the, you can always change your mind. I do. You could always mind your business. That's always an option for you too.
Love it.
Or the other one that Logan and I double team, which I think absolutely works for pregnant people too, that you already alluded to, is it's so interesting you're so comfortable talking to me about the contents of my vagina. Yeah. And that immediately makes people be like, the fuck? Yeah. I didn't say anything. You did, though. You did. You're talking about what's inside me. And I don't want to have this conversation with you.
Yeah.
I'm over
People are the worst.
Well, and it's just like so wild because there are like times when I don't think I've asked anything offensive, but I always preface it with a tone of curiosity or like, if you feel weird answering this, you do not have to talk about it. But so many people just feel so entitled to know and like do not like phrase it in a way where it's like learning or that they care about you. It's more of just like, what is the answer to my question?
Right.
Bye.
I'm always more inclined to answer when someone prefaces it with, if you don't want to answer, you don't have to, but I'm just wondering, right?
Yeah.
Like, because I know you're coming from
like a normal fucking human being.
Yeah. And it's so hard because like some of these questions are happening at work. Some of them are not, right? Like the people I work with, I love them. And they're like, all their hearts are in the right places. Like the people outside, the people like who are, you know, checking you out at the grocery store, because those people ask those questions too. For why, I don't know. I'm more inclined to not answer and be more put off by it because I'm like, why are you asking me these questions? Like you don't have a genuine interest in who I am as a person. I know the people at work do. It's like,
oh my God.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Well,
like
so
I hope everyone leaves you the fuck alone once this little gift has arrived.
Thank you. My boss
Me
or
too.
one of the executives I support, he keeps saying, I cannot wait for you to just lose it on someone, because I'm a very like chill person. And he's
Mhm.
like, I really want to be here to witness you just lose your shit on someone.
Me too.
You haven't at all?
No. I cried the
That's
other day.
amazing.
A fucking DoorDash driver
Aw.
made me cry the other day.
Why?
Where is he? Give me his number.
Yeah.
Ivan handled it because I
Okay.
was working from home and I ordered lunch for one of my executives, and the first DoorDash driver went, and I had put the address in wrong, so that's on me, but I put in 6226 instead of 2665, which is the fucking parking lot. So he sat in the parking lot and did not get out of his car to go into the building. And he said, I was in a parking lot. I tried to get a hold of you. I didn't know where I was supposed to go. Google Maps drops you right in the parking lot where I park my car for work. Why did you not think to
Yeah.
go into the building? I don't
Yeah.
understand. Anyway, he drove off, left with the food, did not drop the food off. So then I called DoorDash, got a second driver on it. They reordered everything. And then they said, just text the person and make sure they know that the address changed, because it might not filter in our system by the time he gets the order. So just call and let him know. So I texted him and said, hey, this is the address, just so you know. Well, he called me. It had to have been like a 20-year-old kid who called me with the most attitude and just was like, you've just made my entire day so frustrating, because I had to call DoorDash.
He said that?
Yeah. I had to call DoorDash to find out if I was going to get compensated for the extra 5-minute drive that this would be because you changed the address. And I was like, in Google, it shows that it's the parking lot. So I'm just making sure you know that it's the building that's in the parking lot. Okay. And he's giving so much sass. And he said, well, I'm going to drive over there. And if you can help me get to the building and I don't have to drive any extra, then that'll be fine. But like, I was trying to explain it to him and he said, well, I'm not there right now, so I can't see. So just answer your phone when I call you. And he hung up on me. And I was like, I have never been talked to like that. Well, I have by clients, right, in my previous job, but we're not going to talk about that. And that's a different situation.
Yeah.
But like with so much, I was so disgusted by how I was talked to. And
like so much disrespect.
Yeah.
Also, like, do you not know that, like, first of all, yeah, it's the parking lot and it's right across the fucking, like, you have to walk 2 seconds. But secondly, DoorDash pays you per mile or whatever the fuck.
Right.
So, like, even if it was 5 more minutes of drive, you'd get compensated for that. So I don't want to hear your fucking sass. I've driven for DoorDash before and I've waited in line for everything, and that's how I react to DoorDashers that do that to me. Like, not that they've ever done that particular, but there's people that have given me sass for not being able to find my apartment. Somebody was like, do people have trouble finding your apartment? I was like, not really, but I'm glad I was able to come out here.
yeah, figure it out. It's not that hard.
I don't have patience anymore because I've done the job before. It's like when I don't have patience for like servers, like I tip very well, very well. In fact, even if there's like a fly, I'll give you 20%. But if you're like mean to me,
Mm-mm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've done this job before. I'm not being sassy. Like, I've done it. I know what the F is going on. So anyway,
Yeah.
sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, that's okay.
Maddie, that's just very impressive, though, that you've still maintained your cool. Well, like,
yeah, I yelled when he hung up on me. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" And Ivan was sitting right there, and he let me breathe for a second because he knows if we try to solve things immediately when have emotions, that we're not going to solve anything. So
I got to process.
yes, I breathed for a second. And then I started to cry, and I have not been very emotional except for these last 2 weeks. I would say the emotions have like kicked in, like even in the beginning.
Mhm.
I mean, I cried when I watched One Tree Hill, but I mean that just is emotional
doesn't?
anyway. So I'm like crying, and he's like, "All right, I need you to tell me what happened," because he was like, "I'm going to handle this." Because like he's like, "You just made my pregnant wife cry." He could hear the guy on the phone, so he took my phone, and when the DoorDash guy called back, he answered. And he was like, "Oh, I'm looking for this person." He goes, "Yeah, this is her husband." And he handled it. And the freaking respect that guy spoke to my husband with is just disgusting. Like when he hung up, Ivan's a big, like, women are amazing, like feminist, like you're an independent, strong woman. That's his like thing. So he was like so mad that he spoke to him differently than he spoke to me. Like that was the most
disgusting.
frustrating thing. But we got it solved and he found the fucking building. It took 4 additional phone calls for this kid to figure it out. But I was so mad. And I was so mad that that's the first time I've cried while pregnant was at a stupid DoorDash driver.
Look, you never know what's going to break it. Like, that is not on you. I've cried at lesser things. So, listen.
But
I encourage you to cry whenever you need to, even though I know it's uncomfortable.
thank you. Yes, I will. For sure.
You should report him to DoorDash.
Oh, yeah.
actually.
I'm going to leave a comment for sure.
Because he should not be allowed to do that.
And
That's
talking to a
unacceptable.
customer that way, like, I mean, is somebody coming from like the restaurant industry too? It's like, are you kidding me?
When it's like that is part of the job
Right.
of DoorDash. Unfortunately, there has been many a time when like you get the address wrong or you can't find the place or whatever it is. Like that's part of it, which I don't think a lot of people understand. And you like commented nicely and we're like, I'm sorry, this is not the place. Like this is where you need to be. Blah, blah,
I tried to give him a heads up.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Well,
Rude, and I hate it.
very rude.
Yeah.
I'll punch him in the head. Just kidding.
So,
Yeah.
I don't condone violence, but also stop being stupid.
Yeah. But I'm sorry we got derailed on that, but that's a whole thing. And
No.
I'm just very happy. I wanted to, especially because who knows how I'll be feeling next weekend. And Connor gets in and my mom gets in next weekend. So I was like, most likely it's going to be a voice memo weekend. So I wanted to be here live one more time before there's a baby crying in the background.
Of course. Oh my gosh. No.
Yes.
Phoebe cries all the time in the background.
That's true. This is true. We'll have to have a competition of who cries
Oh my
more in the
God.
background.
Well, I'm glad you got to come on,
too.
and we're sending you so much love and
Thank
so much
you.
support, and anything you need, just let us know. And the Pod Squad, well, I stole that. Pod Squad is really from Glennon Doyle's podcast, but I like to think of it as any pod community
Yeah.
are here for you.
I like it. Thank you. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the episode. I will look forward to listening to it. And I'm so excited we're able to be posting them again.
Me too. It's so exciting.
Yes.
Oh my God. I love it. And I love finding our older, but like from July videos of us doing it. And I'm like able to post them. So yes, very exciting.
Awesome. Okay. Well, it's so nice to see you guys and get to talk to you. And I will, I'm sure I'll talk to you very soon. But
yes.
Okay.
Have a great rest of your
now. Thank
day.
you
Go get some
too. Have a
rest
good
and do
weekend.
whatever you need.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get some ice cream or whatever you
I
want.
will be eating many of the ice cream.
You're a magical being.
Thank
You're
you.
a magical being.
Thank you, me and my
Pregnancy
watermelon.
princess.
Thank you. I have to show you though, Holly, real quick, because I feel like I have not. I just told Evan, I was like, we haven't been posting any pictures or anything, but you have to see how giant I am.
Oh,
Look at that watermelon!
look at it.
He's big and he kicks
Oh my
me a lot,
God.
but that's okay.
He's gonna be a soccer player.
think
You
so.
look so beautiful.
Thanks.
Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. We'll see how I feel in a couple weeks.
Okay. Oh my God, it's gonna be great.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, have a wonderful weekend, you guys. Thank you for letting me pop on, and I will talk to you soon.
Of course, we love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye. So precious. So
She's
glad.
so beautiful.
I know. So exciting that she got to come on for a moment.
I know. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
You're gonna be an auntie so soon.
So soon. Oh my gosh, it's so wild.
What's your like auntie name? Are you just gonna be like Aunt Holly, or
I
like
guess, yeah.
you're not gonna have like some? I was gonna be like a gang name. I don't know. Like,
A drag name.
yeah, essentially.
I haven't, if he grows up and pronounces my name differently, I feel like that's how all the auntie names come to be, is like
That's
because of
fair.
something funny they said when they were like, a year old or whatever, 2 years old.
Yeah.
So yeah, we will definitely discuss that.
Yay!
So cute. Well, thank you, Maddie, and so glad that she got to come on for a moment.
Mhm.
Okay, here we go. Galentine's Day is happening. So exciting for Operation Anne. This thing says Bluebell Cafe, which I feel like I've driven past when I was living in LA. Like Bluebell Cafe is obviously, well, maybe not obviously, but it's like superimposed over the building. It's not really called that. It looks so familiar. Ugh, Kris, I can't tell you the like amount of time that I spent on Google Maps, like being like, is this
Trying to figure it out?
Is this it? Because I thought it was the building that was across from Sportsman Lodge, in Studio City.
Oh, and they've gutted that. That's all being redone. That's where the
Really?
Erewhon is now.
Maybe that's why, because on Google Maps it looks, well, not different, but I just couldn't quite tell if it was the same. But
Yeah,
anyway.
it's a whole ass new shopping center.
Oh, my Atlanta. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I could have sworn that it was there, but I couldn't figure it out. So either way, there are a few Bluebell cafes in real life. They look cute and in very small towns, so that's precious to think about. But anyhow, they are getting facials for Valentine's Day. Leslie is giving them facials and a pillow with their face on it and a headline from the day that they were born, which hopefully is not Joseph Stalin's birthday or whatever. Not birthday.
Isn't it his death day?
It's his death day.
Yeah.
You're right. And you replaced him. Oh my gosh. I did look up that this would put Marlene Nope's birthday on March 5th, 1953, and Pamela Reed, who plays Marlene, was born April 2nd, 1949. So really not that far off.
No.
So intriguing.
Yeah.
There is a deleted scene here where Leslie also gives them personalized Valentine's Day champagne flutes and a sculpture of their spirit animal. What a cute idea!
What?
Again, Leslie doesn't sleep. How is she doing all of these gifts?
Truly.
Oh my God. And we haven't seen Marlene in a while. It's really nice to see her here, I feel. You know?
Yeah. She kind of peters out towards the end of the series.
Yeah. I agree with
We
that.
get less and less mom.
I know. It's just sad because I miss her.
Yeah.
I love this, though. She's explaining Valentine's Day again, and she's saying, like, it should be a national holiday. Dear Congress, it's Leslie again. Love that so much. I also really love her shirt here, by the way. It's like that pink and like little bow thing.
She's so cute.
Mm-hmm.
Wardrobe on this show, though, is just like adorable.
Oh my God, it's so good. Kirsten Mann, shout out, who we did an interview with as well. So good. And I love her. What Kirsten was talking about, how instead of thinking of, oh gosh, how did she phrase it? It was something of like, she thinks more about like people, like she likes people watching. It was never about like, you know, costumes or whatever. It was just like she likes seeing real people out in the world and how they choose to present themselves. And it was just really interesting to hear like her process, because it totally comes through, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Leslie is talking about personal relationships now, and I love Donna's line, I have several men in rotation.
What a queen. What a champ.
Which we'll talk about a little bit later, but there are some deleted scenes with Donn'a, and I'm like mad that because they cut a lot of her stuff. And Maddie and I talk about this all the time, where I'm just like, when are they going to give Donn'a like the amazing attention that she deserves? I get that why they cut certain things, but I'm just like, she is so freaking funny.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I love her.
Me too. Every one of her line is gold. Also, there are extras there at Galentine's Day. There's a couple different women there that are not like coworkers or her mom or whatever. And I just think like to fill out the table. And I was like, oh my God, I can't imagine. Like, I would die if I was one of those extras. Can you imagine being so close? It's not like you're in like a gym, like, you know, town council or something. It's like you're right there with her.
What a day.
What a day.
What a day. But also, I want to know the backstories of why they're there.
Okay, so one of them, I did see a deleted scene where one says that she's Leslie's mail woman. So, which is like so cute for Leslie to complete her community of ladies with, you know, a male woman that she probably doesn't see as often as like, you know, Anne and stuff. But like, she still makes it a point to be close with her, which I think is so cute.
That's precious.
I know. I love it. And then Leslie's mom is dating someone named Steven, who she met on the internet thanks to Leslie, and they are compatible. So
eyebrows.
Crazy. I love that though. I think that's a great line. Yeah, and then we get to Anne, which is where kind of this starts off. Anne's in a bit of a lull, she says, and she says everything sounds sarcastic, but to me it didn't really sound sarcastic. It was just like, I don't know. I just didn't see it being sarcastic, but I know what she means.
Yeah.
I'm really happy for all of you. Damn it. And then, you know, at the office, Leslie does apologize for that. Like, Leslie's saying sorry to Anne for putting her on the spot. And Anne's like, you know, kind of sad. It's just kind of sad with this time of year with the hearts and the roses and all these things. And then this is where your favorite line comes in.
Yes. It's so beautiful.
What? Did you say something?
Spinster.
No, love you. See you later.
It's so good. It's so good. I just love that Amy Poehler intense face. Because also you do this face.
I do.
You do the like,
oh.
Where it's this like mischievous smile that is so focused. Yes. And I shall have my way now.
I know. We talk about that all the time. Where that one line in Bowling for Votes when the guy's like, or no, she's like, "How you like wings? Who knew?" And she like pulls up her binder and is like, "I knew." I was like, "That's so me."
It very much is.
Oh my God, I love it so much. Okay, so now we're in a meeting at the office, and Ron seems like he's taking initiative by thanking everyone, but he's actually talking to his ribs, which is hilarious. Love it. Also, side note, this is so random, but I told you I was watching Will and Grace, the reboot or whatever.
Yeah.
And he comes back. So we talked about this on the pod, actually, where he was on the original airing of it. And he plays like a plumber that Megan Mullally's character like has an affair with or like kisses. And I was like, oh my God. But in the reboot, he plays this like chef who is like a bread maker. And he's basically seeing both Will and Grace at the same time. And then he's like, we should just like all get together, essentially. And it's really funny because I don't know, man, that hair, the Ron hair and the mustache changes his entire persona. I can't get over it. Like, it wasn't that long after Parks that he was on that show, and he looks so different, like with his shortcut hair and like a little bit of grays on the side. I was like,
Nick Offerman's foxy.
He is foxy. So foxy. But I just can't get over how much hair, and especially facial hair, changes everything.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Gnarly.
Us with mustaches, wildly different.
Wildly different. Not
wildly
the same.
different. No.
But I just had to say that. So, anyhow. Okay. So, Leslie is saying that the Valentine's Day dance is ready and prepped and funded and all that stuff, but they need to find Anne Love. So, they need to find one eligible bachelor, each of them, to bring to the dance for her. And I thought that this was cute that April says, Anne's not totally hideous. Like, why does she need our help? And I feel like that's wild for me to hear her say because, she wouldn't have said that before, even if it is like kind of a jab. You know what I mean?
But it's less of a jab than usual.
Exactly. Yeah. And half of it, I'm sure, is probably because she doesn't want to actually help. But still, it's so nice we see her arc, growth.
Mm-hmm.
And all the people that Leslie is saying, she has like templates for who to model the Bachelor after. We've got Ryan Gosling, Joe Biden, our king. Leslie's king for sure.
I had forgotten about it until rewatching it. Or I was like, oh shit. Like, I remembered she was so in love with him, but I didn't remember him being part of the mix for how to do this.
Yes.
And,
he just comes up in the most random places. That's what's so funny about it. Oh my God. Then she's got Sam Waterston in there too, which I think is hilarious. And which, if you're not familiar, people, he's on Law and Order, but he also is in Grace and Frankie on Netflix, and it's great. Love that show very much. But I just think it's really funny that she loves these older men. It's their intelligence, I guess, but also Ryan Gosling. So.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And then she has all these acronyms for Anne and for effervescent. Oh my God. I wrote down all of them, like each word, because I was like, what is she putting on there? Okay. So we've got educated, friendly, fun, egalitarian, which means you think everyone deserves to be equal and deserves equal rights, robust, vigorous, enthusiastic, sexy, courteous, empathetic. N stands for not pigeon-toed. Couldn't think of an N more like quality.
Solid. That
of course not pigeon-toed. How dare they?
I wish I could have been a fly on the wall for that blue skies moment of like, what shit are we going to write on here?
I know, totally.
Oh, that's so good.
And then the T stands for talented. So that's nice. Oh my gosh.
But not pigeon-toed.
Not pigeon-toed is quality number one.
So good.
Also, I always have to, it's so dumb. I have to do this with evanescence. Yeah, evanescence and effervescent. I always have to like remind myself what it means because I know it means something good, but I'm always like, what exactly does it mean again? And for anyone who is curious, it means vivacious and enthusiastic. Mm-hmm. Also, it can mean bubbly and fizzy if you're talking about drinks.
And if you say evanescence, it means that you want someone to wake you up inside.
That is the true dictionary definition.
Yes, yeah. Webster defines it as.
That's a
my
great
Victor-
karaoke song,
My
too. I used to do that all the
Victorian
time.
speech. It's a good karaoke song. Oh, you would be so good at that too.
Oh my God, me, shouts to my friend Stanson, who I haven't talked to him in a while. I need to message him. He was my improv buddy, and we used to do karaoke all the time after improv or after shows or whenever, and that he would do the rapping part, and I would do the singing part, and it was so fun.
That's awesome.
He'll be like, I put our song in, and I'm like, oh my God, great.
I love it. Weird side quest. Did you know that the rap in that dude's not part of Evanescence?
Yeah, he's like featured or whatever.
Yeah, because they
So
were like,
wild.
this song with a girl lead vocalist isn't going to do well.
Who'da thunk it?
Hmm.
Which is like the weirdest part. All of this time, I can't believe I couldn't see. It's a great song. Evanescence
I
is
love
wonderful. And What's Her
I
Face
love
is
it
so
so
good.
much.
Oh my God.
She's great.
Love her. Anyway, so that is your dictionary moment. Oh my God. Then Sleazy Tom comes back, ew, and asks if Anne has a little Indian in her. No one answer. Why doesn't Leslie just like move on, like try to change the subject? I'm just like, the pause is not enough for Tom to not say anything.
No.
But dumb Jerry doesn't get it, and he's so genuine, and it's just like, I don't think she does. Oh my God.
That sweet man.
I know. Cute little Jerry. There is a deleted scene here where Tom is like, well, I'm single. Why aren't you trying to set me up? And Leslie says that he has a crazy checklist and like there's nobody that could, ever live up to that. And I was like, well, Leslie, you do too. But then once you hear Tom's, you're like, nope, never mind, bye. And he says that one is her skin smooth and soft, and will she share her moisturizing secrets? Has she seen Hitch more than 3 times? If not, don't bother calling. And then the last one is so funny. She's like, or he says, is she into foreign films? Has she seen Fast and the Furious, Tokyo Drift?
So cultured.
So
No, I
cultured.
haven't. The only Fast and Furious I've seen is Hobbs and Shaw.
What's that?
It's like 2 of the characters in it in their own spin-off movie.
No.
Yeah,
Hobbs
I
and
went to a press screening of it and was like, is it problematic if I've never seen a Fast and Furious movie? And everyone was like,
Me?
why are you here? Because I got told I needed to be?
That's so funny. I'll have to look that up. Well, I think I've only seen the first one, like officially with Paul Walker, rest in peace. But then I think, I don't know, I feel like I saw the second one, but it's just like, how do you keep up, man? Like,
There's so many.
They're like 10 or 11 now. And I'm like,
There's 10. Well, and 11 if you count the spinoff.
oh yeah. I would watch it just for Luda. I love Luda.
Ludus!
Anyhow, yeah. So if anyone's seen Tokyo Drift and thinks it's worth it, please let us know. Anyway, okay, so Ben is now giving Leslie her Valentine's Day present, which is the Yachter Otter, a Playboy otter lost at sea. What a wild dream that Leslie had. It's so
I love
cute.
it. It's so precious.
Oh my God. Which also really reminded me, I don't know if there's any crossover at all, but if you're an ACOTAR slash SJM, who is Sarah J. Maas, the writer, author, who also wrote Crescent City, the new book is coming out in January. I pre-ordered it. I can't wait. It is going to be fucking crazy. Can't wait for the internet to come alive again. But anyway, because the internet's wild with ACOTAR, like fan theories and things like that. But anyhow, there is an otter in the second book, or is it the first book? Either way, in the first or second Crescent City book, and it's like so cute, and it's wearing like a little yellow rain jacket, like a Curious George thing, but it's instead of a monkey, it's an otter, and when you picture it and the way she describes it, it's so freaking adorable. And that's not a spoiler or anything. And like I was watching a behind the scenes interview with SJM, and she was just like, I don't know, I just like thought it was really cute, and I like think about it sometimes, and so I wrote it in there, and I was like, ah, queen.
Because I am not versed in this book series.
Yeah.
Is the otter a tchotchke in that as well? Or is it a living, breathing otter that exists and hangs out and interacts with people?
Oh, it's a living, breathing thing.
Okay. Does it talk?
It does talk, I think, but actually, that's a great question. I need to go back and I feel like in my head it talks, but now that I'm thinking about it, he like gives messages to other people because there's like land people and sea people, and he like goes back and forth. And
Precious.
now that I'm thinking that, I don't know if he actually speaks or if they just hand him the message. weigh in, Crescent City people. I know you're out there. Or I'll do that as a follow-up. But anyway, I just thought that was so funny and such a random dream / like weird crossover moment. So I wanted to shout that out.
Nice.
But can you imagine a little otter? Like just like this, basically, but with a little raincoat on? Oh,
That's stinking cute.
I know.
Oh, well.
And then she tries to like pretend that she didn't get him anything, but she did. And she gives him a cryptex. And the code is a 5-letter word that captures the essence of their third date. I can't even imagine.
This is shit that Logan did when we first started dating.
Really?
Yes.
What did he
And
do? Like
So
a code thing or a scavenger hunt? Or
yeah. My favorite book ever is Stranger in a Strange Land.
what? Okay.
And I got him to read it. And so then he made a key where I had to go through the book, right, to spell stuff out. We had different editions, though. So it was just gobbledygook.
Oh, no.
I felt really, really bad. But yeah, he used to like love doing shit like that. And that is so sweet and so romantic. And I can't appreciate those things. Because it's like, you're giving me a chore?
Like
You're
a
giving me a
thing to do?
task?
You're the opposite of Ron. That
Yeah.
actually loves this.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know. Give me my gift.
Yeah, can I just open it? Well, the
I don't
worst
work
part
for
is that
you.
this one especially is like giving him like where they're supposed to meet at 9 p.m. tonight, as opposed to like just a word or like just
Yeah.
a fun like I love you thing, or like the code isn't I love you or something like that. It's like leading to the next thing. So like he has to get it in order
Yeah.
for this to be an actual gift. And I was just like, oh my God, this is hilarious to watch.
It's
But-
very thoughtful, but it's too much, Leslie.
Oh, Leslie. I mean,
I
especially
didn't-
it's what's that? Sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say it's like especially when it's like not even like a first date, something that maybe he would remember. It's like a random essence of the third date. What?
Our third date essence. But I do love how much Ron loves this shit.
Me too. How giggly he
precious.
is and cute and like
Yes.
it's so precious. I love it.
Anytime you get a Nick Offerman giggle moment, too.
Oh,
'Cause
Excellent.
that giggle is so iconic.
Love it so much. Oh my God.
Mhm.
Well, now Tom is talking to Chris, who is still really depressed about Millie. And Tom is like really awkward. He doesn't know how to handle Chris in this way. And he says that he found a DJ who is DJ Blunt, who we all love.
Yes!
But I can't believe they wrote that on the little thing on the flyer. People getting wet with sound. Inappropriate, Tom.
It's so gross.
You work for the government, homie. Come on. Oh my God. So then Chris decides that he's going to DJ because he's alone and he has nothing to do anyway. And Tom just doesn't know how to talk to him. He's like, okay, bye. Which is interesting because I think, and maybe it's because, we've seen this 8,000 times, but to see the kind of juxtaposition between this Tom dealing with Chris as opposed to the Tom who feels okay saying, maybe you need therapy, ? Like, because you're really sad. It's really interesting to see how that, jumping ahead in the series, but like, I liked that. I liked seeing that.
Mhm. Same.
So, okay, so now Andy sees that Ben has this cryptex, and before even Ben said it, I was thinking too, like, how does Andy know what the fuck a cryptex is? And I love this line from Andy. I know what things are. He's such a baby. I love it. And then both Andy and Ron, jumping ahead for Ron, I guess, but Andy suggests fuck. But that's a 4-letter word. And then he's like, can you put like an S on the end or something? And I was like, this is hilarious. And I think it's really cute. Andy thinks that Ron is the first smartest guy and Ben is the second smartest guy that he knows. I think that's nice to know.
Yeah.
Precious.
He's a sweet angel baby.
He is. And you know what's funny is that I think I have this written somewhere, but like, have you seen online now that trend of like the golden retriever boyfriend?
Mhm.
I was like, that's Pratt. We've been doing that for ages. Which I love. I think it's great.
Absolutely. Chris Pratt, Paul Rudd, Jason Momoa,
Oh.
big golden retriever energy.
Totally. Which is, I love that Jason Momoa's like look does not look like that. You know what I mean? Like you make assumptions, which is obviously the worst thing to do. But you definitely do when you look at Jason because he's just so like buff and manly looking. And then you hear him talk or like hear behind the scenes interviews or whatever. And he's like so cute and cuddly.
Yeah.
So nice. And he's
He's
so
just a
funny,
cinnamon
too.
bun. He's hilarious. Oh, my
Yeah.
gosh.
Is Aquaman coming out soon, the second one? Or did it
December
already-
22nd.
Okay. It's
Yeah.
getting there. Is our friend Nikki Kidman in it still?
Yeah, still his mom.
Okay. All right. I'll give it a shot. I liked the first one. People like really were mad about it, and I liked it.
It's fun.
I thought the sound design was really good too. Like when they're underwater, I was like, "Oh, that's great." Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, moving on. There is a clue in the cryptex relating to murals, and Ron like instantly knows what it is. And I thought that was a really cool thing. And oh yeah, because I was gonna say I heard Andy like reading what was in the clue after Ron smashes it. By the way, they don't even find out what the fucking word was.
Just love it.
I do wonder what it was, you know? I don't like
Yeah.
she's coming up with words like effervescent, so a 5-letter word, I'm not really sure. That's like a Wordle. Did she invent a Wordle?
Damn it, nope.
Nope. Anyhow, I was definitely listening to Andy reading the piece of paper and being like, what the fuck does this mean? I have no idea. And Ron just is like, got it. And, I mean, maybe. I don't know. All right. Well, now we are at the Valentine's Day dance, and Kris is playing sad music because obviously he's sad. And I don't know if you noticed this, but behind the ticket table, the sign says you can enter to win a raffle where you'll win a deluxe snow sled, a $100 gift card to Food and Stuff, and a couples massage.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
They're great gifts or like raffle prizes.
Yeah. That's super fun.
A deluxe snow sled, huh?
Ooh.
Sounds
Ooh.
very exciting.
Heckin' romantic. Go sledding with your babe.
Aw, before or after you get a massage.
Yes.
So cute. And then go get your dinner stuff at Food and Stuff.
Yeah. Perfect
It all
day.
goes together. But Jerry says that he put in a Craigslist ad for basically a male escort, man seeking man, because he thinks that he can bring some dude to the party for Anne. And oh my God, please get your gigolo out of here. Poor little Jerry.
It's so earnest, though. It's
So
done
earnest.
so sweetly.
Ugh, it really is. It's always that way with Jerry. He means no harm. He just, oh gosh,
He just doesn't know.
you sweet little boob. Why is like Tom wearing this feather hat fedora thing? Like, what the F? I was like, what is this? I mean, it's very Tom, but I was like, Tom.
Yeah. But he looks like that guy's pimp.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Also, he doesn't wear it throughout the rest of the episode. Like, he must have come to his senses or something. I don't know.
Someone, no, Tom. No.
Yeah, we're good. Enrico the escort is played by Jordi Villasuso, and he has been in Guiding Light, Young and the Restless, Days of Our Lives, like a bunch of soap operas, so good for you. And a bunch of other things that aren't soap operas, but I wasn't as familiar with them, but still great working actor. But yes, well done, Jordi. Wanted to give him a shout out. And then now we're back at the office where Andy is for some reason wearing rollerblades. It seems like they never actually show it, but I don't know. It just seems like he's skating up. Don't you think? Or am I crazy?
It seems like it.
Maybe he's not.
It just also, that feels kind of like Andy's movement sometimes, is just sliding into things.
Totally. Yeah. I don't know. But he has all the names of the murals, and all of them have slaughter in them, which I think are so crazy. But my favorite is Lament of the Buffalo and Death Everywhere. Oh, it's so awful.
One of the best things I think this show does is that social commentary on historic monuments and art that's just in government buildings, that obviously it's not as egregious. But man, you'll walk through certain government buildings and be like, why would we display that?
This is not something to
Why?
brag about.
Ew.
Yeah,
And
we
they
talked
do it
about this.
so well.
They really, really do. Especially like just the indigenous peoples thing. I mean, it's just so good. But like we talked about a couple things. First of all, well, I think it was like a couple episodes ago where they had like like a burning at the stake, but it was like clearly set in more modern times than would have happened.
Yes.
Where,
Wasn't
like-
it from like the 1970s?
I think so, something like that, because there was like stoplights. And I
Yeah.
was in the picture of someone being burnt at the stake, and I was like, this is so brilliant. first of all. And you wouldn't notice it unless you're really looking or have watched it a million times. But the other thing was that when we had Brooklyn on for a couple times, she said in St. Louis, where she's based out of, there is actually a government building that is under, well, at the time, I need to look up if it's completed yet, but they were under renovations because of this very thing. They had a lot of offensive murals, a lot of like things that in the description of why they were renovating is what was a very diplomatic, like, you know, we're upgrading things and the AC system also. But Brooklyn had been in there before and had like seen some of those murals, and she was like, this is insane. So I would love to know if they're finished yet or what exactly they did. But yeah, I mean, it's a very real thing. And one of the things that Mike Schur said at the very beginning was that they would go to small towns and go to like Midwestern towns and like interview people and ask, like they did their research before they started the show, and they saw murals like this, first of all. And then the other thing that really interested me was that they asked / interviewed somebody, like, is it weird, is it too dramatic or like far-fetched to have somebody working in the government who is like not, what's the word, libertarian, like Ron is? And the guy they were interviewing like literally said, oh no, I'm a libertarian, I actually don't believe in government, I don't think that should be a thing. Yet he's working in the government office that they're interviewing him. And I was like, what? So I thought that was so fascinating. And I think from the way they talked about it, it was like he had kind of this, Mike Schur and all the people that were doing the research were kind of like the same kind of vibe of like, oh, okay. So I don't think that's made up. I mean, I heard him say it, so I don't know why he would say it if it wasn't, but yeah, wild. Anyhow.
I love the idea of somebody being at work and being like, this shouldn't exist.
I hate this.
Nah.
How are you? What is it, Ron's like metaphor? How are you supposed to like bleed the cow from the inside or something like this? I don't know what it is. Oh my God. Anyhow. All right. Well, speaking of Ron figures out that the next clue is at JJ's and asks how many clues there are. And I love that Ben's look is like realizing the gravity of the situation. Like, oh my God, it's Leslie. There's probably like 1,000.
Yeah.
It's because, you really don't even think of that. Oh my God.
That attention to detail, it can backfire.
Oh, God. Especially when you don't think like Leslie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyhow. Well, back at the Valentine's Day dance, April brings Oren for Anne's bachelor. And I thought that chocolate fondue / like fountain thing, I want that for like a birthday party or something. It looked so good.
Oh my gosh. Every time one's in something, I'm just like, I should have that in my house.
Have you ever, like, now that I'm thinking of it, have you ever like been at an event with a fountain, like a chocolate fountain? I don't know that I have. Prom had one?
Prom had one. I was too nervous to get near it because I'm a messy person.
Well, I was thinking that too. Like a bunch of high schoolers, like,
yeah,
near that. Wow.
I was like, I'm going to mess up my nice dress.
Yeah, of course. All right. Well, I'll have to have one at the next event I have. Mm-hmm. And an ice sculpture.
Yes.
Anyway. Okay, so Anne is here now, and she says this is the last place that she wants to be because it's a couple's dance, and she's single. Leslie has this awful story of her being at a wedding where she has to dance to single ladies alone, and she used to go out with the groom on top of that. Like, she says it's her ex's wedding, and Anne's like, did that really happen? Doesn't matter. What?
It's all said in such a casual way, too.
Yes.
Because not even like I have to tell you about the worst thing. It's just, okay.
Right.
I think that makes it worse.
I know. Well, it's on Busy Phillips' podcast, they talk about how like sometimes you, I don't know, it just will randomly come up because her co-host Casey St. Ange has like stories sometimes where like they'll tell the story and then Busy's like, that's actually not normal. And now... And Casey would be like, is this one of those stories that's like, I think it might be cute and then it's actually depressing, or like, I don't think it's that bad, but then it's actually kind of bad when you like think about it 2 years later or however many years later, like 10 years if it was in high school or something. Yeah. Oh my God. Mess. But poor Leslie, she has so many. My favorite thing, and this, I don't know who wrote it or like who. I'm sure it was like a hodgepodge of the writers, but like when she talks about her like dates, her bad dates that she used to go on, and like the one where someone was like pulling out her tooth in the middle of a movie because she fell asleep, and then she went out with him for a couple times later, and then it just got weird. Oh my God, Leslie. I'm so glad you found Ben.
I know.
Anyhow, okay. Well, this place where they're having this, by the way, is so cute. I really wanted to know where the location was. I reached out to a couple guest stars, and hopefully they'll get back to me. I don't think they are going to get back to me in time for today's recording, but hopefully they'll get back to me about like where it might have been delivered. Delivered. Oh my God, I'm reading an email. One of my books was delivered, not Crescent City because that's January. But anyways, where the building was. So I hope to know where that is. But there's like a balcony that Leslie is standing on, like inside when she calls the Pizza Hut guy, like, and Anne is like downstairs, and there's like these really cute marble staircases, and I'm just like, where is that? That's so cute.
Yeah, it's a nice building.
It doesn't seem like a Pawnee small town, like my small town little areas where they might hold that or not like that.
No.
So, but I mean, you know, we suspend reality for a brief moment, so it's fine. Anyway, Leslie is now introducing Alex, the lawyer, to Anne, and it's so awkward. Okay, just hit it off now. Crazy kids. Oh, God. I do feel like you would do that to me.
I would. I would.
Okay, you guys are great. Bye. Fall in love now.
I was going to say, I feel like I wouldn't leave. I feel like I'd be like, fall in love.
Let me watch this.
Fall in love right now.
Oh my God, it's so funny.
Smooch. I do that when I watch TV, though, too, where I'll ship somebody really fast. And I'll just yell kiss, like they can hear me.
Yeah.
Just
Kiss.
a constant smooch, kiss.
Just kiss each other.
Oh, now.
Oh my God, especially.
And I feel like real life. Yeah.
Yeah, well, especially in TV shows when they get so close and you're just like, what are you waiting for? What are you doing? Yeah, love that.
Smooch.
Okay, Alex, the lawyer guy, is played by Craig Wilson, and he has been on Passions, Seventh Heaven, and CSI New York. Oh, and Scandal.
Ooh.
I can't find his contact info. I don't think his IMDb is updated, but good job, Craig. Miss you. Good job. Now we're at JJ's trying to find some more clues, and Ben has the foresight that it's going to be whipped cream for the food that she's hiding it in. And Andy starts just like spraying whipped cream everywhere to this guy. Side note, the guy at the table where Andy is spraying the whipped cream is the same guy that works at the Pawnee local TV station. The one that said when Leslie's trying to prove that she's from Pawnee, and she's like, I know, what's his name? He peed his pants, and everybody called you like woodchuck or whatever because he smelled like wood chips or whatever the fuck. And he's like, Leslie, we're on TV. That guy comes back, and I did email him. I think we're gonna have a lot of recaps for next episode because last week was wild because I told you we had Bill who sent in a wonderful voice memo. We had so many people, and they all sent in voice memos within like 4 days. And this time we have like maybe 3 guest stars, and like none of them were able to get it. So it's a hit or miss. But I always say like you can absolutely send it another time because I'd still love to hear the information. But hopefully he gets back. He did send in a voice memo the first time we saw him, which was lovely. But I was
that's
like,
nice.
Yeah, I was just like, do you have any other information? Because he doesn't say any lines in this episode particularly. So I was like, did you have lines? And they cut it?
Yeah.
I didn't see him in the deleted scenes, but maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So anyhow, I just thought that was great that they're like bringing back that world of like the same people.
Yeah.
And then Ben has the foresight well, I already said foresight, but he has like the idea to get the bottom of the whipped cream can instead of spraying it everywhere and finds another clue. And then this is where Ron is like, I hate riddles. I just want everyone to be aware of that and on the record. But then he gets the clue in like 5 seconds.
Yeah. I wish he'd allow himself to fully enjoy things.
I know, me too. You don't have to hide it, Ron.
Right? Because we have it with the riddles. We have it with him playing saxophone.
Yeah.
Just love the things you love, buddy.
I know. I think he kind of gets there a little bit, but it takes him a minute. It does take. He hates change. And I don't know. He just wants to present this persona to the world. Big old softy. Okay, so now on the bottom of Ron's shoe is attached with gum, another clue, because of this crazy clue about his ex-wife and who he succumbs to and blah, blah, blah. How in the heck did she do this?
I was just going to say that.
How? A part of me is imagining her like sneaking into his house or something and like doing it before he gets ready for work or something.
Just at night being like.
Literally. I was just like, what? Because it's so cute. It's tied up with a little ribbon, a tiny little ribbon. I was like, what? And then we learned that there's 22 more clues. Yikes. It's going to be a while.
Oof.
But
Big
Ron's
oof.
excited. Ron's excited to find these clues, and everybody else is like, oh, God. Andy's covered in whipped cream. He's the golden retriever again.
He's living his best life. He's great.
Oh, my God. Okay. I love this because back at the dance, everyone is so upset about the music, but Oren is smiling. And I love that they catch that. Oren doesn't have any lines in this one, which, side note, Oren's first, or maybe it was the second episode, did send me a voice memo, and they were great. So I'll have to post whichever one that was. But if you've listened to the pod, you've heard him. But he's really sweet and nice. So and so not like a vampire. He's great. Okay, I did a tiny deep dive on this next thing. Tom calls Chris Traeger Kris Kross.
Kris Kross.
And and a friendly reminder for the young people, they were a hip-hop duo and wore everything backwards. Well, when they were younger. But my deep dive was more of like who they were, kind of. And it's not even a deep dive. It's just like a more research. So first of all, their names were Chris Mac Daddy Kelly and Chris Daddy Mac Smith. So they switched the Mac and Daddy for what they went by. That's their gang name. Full circle. Drag name.
There we go.
But they're both named Chris, which is why it's called Kris Kross. Also, if you're a 30 Rock person, Kris Kross is what's his face? James Marsden.
James Marsden,
name.
who Liz Lemon ends up with.
Mm-hmm.
We're all every time Kris Kross.
Oh. Oops. So funny. But they were famous for the song Jump. Which I know a lot of you already know that, but I'm just telling you guys that might not know that. So look that up because it's the best. It's so good. And they were so young when they started. I looked them up on Spotify and just did some research and stuff. And they were 13 when that song came out. Yeah. Kris Kross will make a jump, da, da, will make a. It's
what
what
am I doing with my life, Holly? I'm so much older than 13. So much older.
Well, it's just wild because that picture of them with their clothes on backwards or whatever, what they did look really young. And I was like, how old were they? And they went on tour with Michael Jackson. And they do say, and this was stupid of me because I guess I never really listened to the lyrics or whatever, but they do say in the song, like, Mac Daddy, we'll make you jump, that, we'll make you. And I was like, oh, of course, that's their names. I'm being so dumb. But they were also, so they were young, but also, what's his name? Mac Daddy, a.k.a. the first one, Chris Kelly, passed away in 2013. And I thought that he was sad. It was sad. And he was young, too. That's what I was trying to say. This was in, 2013, which was only a year after this episode aired. And he was 34.
Wow. Oh,
and
what a shame.
they said he had, I know, they said he had drug issues, but I don't think it was ever confirmed if that's exactly what happens. I feel like that's always the clickbait of like, if you've had drug issues, it must be that.
Yeah.
And like, that's not always the case.
For sure.
So I'm not really sure his cause of death, but pour one out, man. It was so great. I'm glad that I got to do some research and like really learn about them because they were great.
Yeah.
So, anyhow, back to Chris being sad. He says Tom says maybe we can change the music to something better, because it sounds like the end of a movie where a monk killed himself. It is. Oh my God. It's awful. And then Tom's like makes a really good point. Like, there's some cool women here, man. Like, rebound, do your thing. You're cool. And they do cut a part before Tom goes up to Chris where Jerry says like, oh my God, he's gonna fire me because Millie's my daughter. And I like didn't even think about that, but they cut that out. And then this is the part where I was like frustrated because and we'll talk about it a little bit later too, but Donn'a has a moment where she's like, Jerry, this isn't about you. Like, this is about me and my mans and how we can't get our grind on, because she has 3 dates back to the several men in rotation.
Yeah.
Here at the dance with her. And she was like, Tommy, do something. Like, whatever. And I just hate that they cut Donna's lines. But I'm glad that I have the deleted scenes to be able to share it with you.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I would have loved that.
I know. And it like would have all tied together. And I get you can only do so much with time constraints. But, you know, anyhow. But anyway, so then Kris says like Jerry is the closest one to comparing to Millie because they share DNA, and he stares longingly at him. And I'm like, Kris, buddy, that ain't it.
Ruh-roh.
No.
It's rough.
All right, so now we're at the Snow Globe Museum, which is so hilarious, and I love this so much, and I really wish there was one somewhere, but also, who would go to that? I don't know.
Me!
I would go for a little bit. It could be a pop-up. That's what it should be.
I would go. I used to collect snow globes, and then I realized that was not smart to do in Southern California. One earthquake, and my collection was gone, baby!
What's your favorite one?
Oh!
Or do you have a favorite one? Or, like, top?
Oh my gosh. I have a really beautiful FAO Shorts one, actually, that I really like. Oh, no. I have a Beauty and the Beast one.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Was the FAO Schwartz one, like, did it have just FAO Schwartz inside, or what was inside?
It's like a little, like
like
Winter Wonderland landscape. It's really cute. Yeah.
Wait, did you mean that they're, like, gone? Like, really? They like smashed?
So many of them broke in one of the earthquakes, and then after that I was like, I'm going to keep a couple of these, and the rest I should get rid of because this is not safe. Because I have tiny dogs, and
yeah.
I mean, also I live here with a human man, and we could get sliced up. But I was like, the babies, no,
the children.
Paws. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't want them to get beamed by a snow globe.
Yeah.
They're so small. They're such small dogs.
Little baby.
They're a collective 19 pounds. Like.
No, that's smart. I hear you.
Yeah.
But that is sad. I guess you'll have to do another collection.
I know. I got to figure out what I want to collect.
I know. I have my Barbies that you can start collecting those.
I love them.
The yearly Barbies. Me too. Oh my God. This the new Barbie, my mom is so precious. When she was here, she starts looking for them in like October. It's so funny. And we went to Target to get some stuff, and we saw her, and like I follow Mattel on Instagram now because I just love seeing it. And the holiday Barbie, she's like smashed kind of inside, like her dress rather is kind of like smashed inside the box. It's meant to be like, this is so random, you guys. I'm so sorry if this is weird. But like her dress is meant to be like a, I don't know what the thing is, but it's like meant to be a ball. It's like poofed out a little bit.
Oh, okay.
It's like what do they call it? Kind of like what Hilary Duff wore in the Cinderella story, but like more circular almost on the bottom. And it's like the plastic kind of smushes the thing. Like, I don't know. It's very strange. And also Phoebe's talking to us now. But like also I'm looking because I have them hung up. They're all red or gold, which I get is the holiday, but there's this blue one from like 2000 whatever, and it looks so cool. I'm just like, can we just like branch out a little bit?
Yeah.
Maybe, and like not just do red and gold. But it's okay. I still love it, and I still love Barbie, and I don't care. Also, did you hear that everybody is like getting, my mom like saw this on the news randomly, or she saw it on Facebook or something, where like people are buying pink lights, and everybody was like, why are people buying pink lights? And it's because of Barbie for Christmas. Like for their trees and for their houses and stuff, because kids are requesting that they do pink.
I love that.
I know.
That's fabulous.
Brilliant. Okay, back to the Snow Globe Museum. You guys, get it together. Who did that? Okay, this is so funny because this guy is Martin Starr, and you've seen him in many things. But the cool thing is that for those of you who don't remember or didn't watch, he was in Party Down with Adam Scott. And it was later revived, so they got to be in it together again. He was also in Freaks and Geeks, Silicon Valley. A lot of things. He was so little in Freaks and Geeks. I was looking at pictures of him. I was like, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
I also love the line they gave him and like how he delivers it of like, I don't know, it's working now. Like a snow globe wasn't working. And he just flips it upside down. It's good now, I guess. I think we talked about this last time too, when you were on actually, which is ironic. But just for a friendly reminder is that Adam Scott turned down Party Down originally, not the reboot, but the old one, because of Parks and Rec, because Party Down like did a couple seasons, but then or maybe it was one season, I don't remember, but they were like on hold and they didn't know if it was going to go or be picked up. And he was like, well, this is Parks and Rec is going.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that instead. And I thought that was really cool to see how it like got a reboot. I haven't watched the reboot yet, but it's cool that it kind of became full circle for him to be able to do it because he turned down the first time, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's nice. And they got all the same cast, which is wonderful.
Yeah.
So have you watched the new one?
I haven't watched the new one. I need to
Okay.
because I love everyone in that show. I'm a
Me too.
huge Ken Marino fan. I think he's so funny.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Ugh.
Yes. He's the one that's also in Wet Hot American Summer, right?
Yes, yeah.
That's so good. Ugh, love it. Okay. Well, also this line of like, Leslie said you'd be here by noon. Not doing so good. Well, now Anne is with a dude named Jeff who thinks Anne is not as pretty as his sister, but you know the law.
Her
Woof.
delivery of what is so good.
What?
Because, like,
And the looks on their faces, brilliant. Oh my God. Ugh. Jeff is played by Tom Costello. Oh my God, he looks so different now, by the way. I'll have to post his IMDb or post his, like, the side-by-side or something, because I was like, this isn't him, is it? And then I, like, was scrolling through his pictures. And again, it's kind of that Nick Offerman thing where hair makes such a difference, because he is now in, well, I don't know if he did it specifically for this role, but he has a role in Bosch Legacy, which is, like, a police officer, like, crime kind of vibe. And he's like super buff, bald head, scruffy looking. And I was like, that can't be right. And it is. It totally is. And he was also in NCIS and 911, like a bunch of other kind of those shows, like with that vibe.
Yeah.
But again, like he doesn't have any hair, and with hair, he looks so much younger.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking at him now.
Right?
Very different. Oh, my goodness.
It's wild. And he's like, yeah, he just looks so different. Wow. So great work on the range, I guess. But again, hair is crazy. So, yeah. I did reach out to him. I can't remember if he got back to me, but either way, well done, sir. Very awkward.
Mm-hmm.
Can't date my sister. So, anyways.
Gross.
Yeah. Leslie gives April a talking to now, because April's like, why are we even helping her? Like, what even is the point of this? And Leslie's like, she would do this for you, even though, you have problems with her, whatever. She would do this for you, so you should do the same. And Oren is under the table, by the way, which I think is such a cute little shot of his fingernails.
What a weirdo. Oh,
what a weirdo. Yeah, I see you, weirdo. Oh, my God. And then this is where we get the montage of guys kind of coming up, because Tom is saying to Anne, like, you have nothing to lose, like, and you have nothing else to do here, so, like, why not just try it? And she's like, okay, fine, bring him on. And the first guy is Harris Wittels, who we love, and who, again, rest in peace. Yeah. Pour one out. The inventor of the phrase humble brag, the writer of so many amazing shows. He was such a backbone for Parks, like, such a backbone for Parks.
Absolutely.
Insane. And also, of course, one of the people in animal control of Parks. So we love that. And I love all of his lines. I mean, I don't know if he was improvising or what, but heard you were desperate for a man piece.
Everything he says is so good.
And the Fish concerts, try 308. And what is this, like, cowboy looking shirt that he's wearing? It's so funny to me.
I just love the idea, too, of him being like, this is what I am going to do tonight to find a lady at this dance.
Yes, exactly. Like, his line, which is one of the favorite, I think, of this whole episode, your mistake, mama. Like, to your point of, like, I am the full package.
Yeah.
And you are missing out.
And we should all walk through life with such confidence.
Absolutely.
Always walk around like you, too, are wearing a cowboy shirt.
Oh my gosh. Great work, Harris, and rest in peace. We love you. Okay, so this next guy, Bill, comes out as an amateur juggler. Well, where to start? Nope, shouldn't have started there. Get out. Oh my God. It's so good. Bill is played by Kurt Long, and he has been in Liv and Maddie, which I believe is a Nickelodeon or Disney show. I can't remember. Supernatural. He was in a short this year called Zip, a show called A Million Little Things, which my mom watches. That's on network TV. Mm-hmm. He's done a bunch of stuff, and he is actually one that did get back to me, but he said that this has been a crazy week, and so he hasn't been able to get a voice memo to me, but I'm pretty positive that he will. So looking forward to hearing that. Thank you, Kurt.
Yeah.
And then the next one, we're at the Bulge. Oh my gosh, we're back to the scavenger hunt and we haven't seen the bulge in a minute. So exciting. I wish this place was real. I mean, I guess every gay bar is the bulge, but still.
I want them to be brave enough to name it the bulge, though. That's what I want.
Yes.
You cowards.
Yes.
Come on.
Oh my God. Well, we've said this before when we've seen it, but the exterior of the bulge is shot at Oxnard Inn at 13726 Oxnard Street in Van Nuys. And the inside of the bulge is at Sarah's Dine and Dance, which is located at 12449 Ventura Boulevard in Studio City.
Oh,
so if
so
anyone
close
wants to
to
drive
me.
by. Yeah, totally.
Oh my gosh.
Totally. There's a lot of stuff in Studio City and Van Nuys that, like, you could absolutely see. However, this is the saddest part about my job here at the podcast is looking up places that are no longer there. Because online, it says the Oxnard Inn is no longer there. They closed in 2017. I swear, every place is closing now. Which, side note, the Oxnard Inn, I don't know, did it say what they're doing? Or like what they're making it. I don't think they said what exactly is going to happen with it. But Oxnard Inn was a gay bar. It was actually a lesbian bar, which was great and amazing. And they said that it was the oldest / longest running lesbian bar in the country.
What?
I know.
And it closed?
Yes.
Boo.
And this is the reason I'm saying that it's the saddest part is because I find these so frequently. Remember we talked about Pickwick Bowl, how that is closing and being turned into condos.
Gross.
Boo. So dumb. And also, I talked about this last episode, but the city council is the one that voted for that to happen. And I was like, Leslie would never.
No.
How dare they?
No.
But I am glad that I found like that little gem that I was there at the Pickwick Bowl and you were too and Mia was too. And it was like perfect. Oh my God.
Oh.
Anyways. But yeah, I mean, I guess rest in peace to Oxnard Inn, but like, that's amazing that they lasted as long as they did and that they were able to be in the show. There are a couple of websites that I found, an article about their closing, which I'll post in the show notes if you want to read about it. And then I'll also post about where the information that I found of like how I knew that it was at a certain place, or like at Sarah's Dine and Dance and the Oxnard Inn. So there's this website that I think quite a few people use. It's like a blogger called I Am Not a Stalker. Have you heard of them?
No.
Oh my God. Which is like very, I don't know, bold thing to name your blog.
Yeah.
But it's this gal who goes around, and I think she works, and by works I mean like it's probably like me, like she you know works with a couple people that I think are doing it too, but she goes around to all these different places that are like for film locations in Los Angeles and like posts on her blog how she found them, where she found them. It's really brilliant. It's actually great, and it's a great read of like how she gets them and like who she talks to, and like she takes pictures of herself and with other people like inside and outside and stuff.
Aww,
she has a lot of stuff for like, yeah, and she has a lot of stuff for The Office too. So it's really cool, but it's just funny when you say I am not a stalker.
Yeah.
Love it. All right. Well, now Ron is asking this bartender for a clue. Everyone's checking Ron out, which I think is so great. Love this. And he's like, gentlemen. Cupid / the bartender at the Bulge is played by Rogelio Douglas Jr. And he was in Straight Outta Compton, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which was wild, Whiplash, Ray Donovan, like a ton of things. But he also sings and plays the trumpet. Like he was in the band in Whiplash.
Oh, nice.
I was like, what? And he has voiceover agents, so I'm sure he's doing stuff with that. He was in Mickey Mouse Funhouse.
Oh, okay.
Which I didn't know was a thing, but I looked it up and it's like an animated moment with Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Cute.
Pretty cool. Have you ever auditioned for that or like looked into that?
No, I haven't done that. I did have a Disney audition this week, though.
Wait, was that the one that you were doing on Sunday or is that a different one?
No, it was a different one. That was for
Okay.
a pharmaceutical ad. But yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I'm continuing my trajectory of reading for cats, which I feel
Oh
like
my
is a good sign. But yeah, it was one of those things of like, and once again, as a professional, let me be a cat.
Oh my gosh, I love this so much. Did you have lines or were you just making cat noises or both?
Oh, I just had to be like a very, very human cat.
Okay, gotcha.
It's very interesting.
Was it for a movie?
TV show.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
All the fingers crossed.
Yeah. Hopefully when this comes out, I'll be a series regular on a show.
I hope so too. Listen, we've got
we'll
time.
manifest that. We'll put that out there.
Manifestation.
Oh my god, it's gonna be so embarrassing when this comes out, and I'm like, nope.
No, it won't be. Well, you're still a cat in my eyes.
Thank
That's
you.
why I love you, because I love cats.
See, I knew it.
Oh my gosh. But seriously, break a leg. I
Thanks.
mean, you already did, but
Thanks.
I'm hoping that they see what you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyways, these casting directors. I love this guy's red wings, by the way, the Cupid wings. I love that so much.
Mhm.
It's so good. Okay, Lord, now we're with Andy, and he's about to break the glass case, and then he stops himself, and he's like, oh, wait, there's a back. But then he smashes it anyway. It's such great writing. I feel like it happens so fast. Like, the audience just doesn't expect it. It's so good. I love that. The unexpected comedy that comes from it. Oh, lovely. All right. Well, now Leslie's trying to get Kris to change the music, and he's still, depressed about Millie because he thinks that, oh, yeah, we talked about this, how she was his personal best. And Leslie's like, you still have a lot ahead of you. And also there's like a million soulmates in the world. Like, get over it in a nice way, obviously. And also, like Madi was saying, like, this is a work event. Like, you can play your sad music maybe in another moment, but maybe not here where there's other people that are trying to have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well, and I feel like this is such a like measured response from Leslie too, where she could be like, look, you kind of ruined my relationship at some point. Like, you can't bring this into work.
Anne away.
Yeah. You hurt my best friend. You made it so the guy I love, like, we couldn't be together for a while. Like, get your shit together, homie.
Yeah.
But instead, she Leslie Nopes.
Yeah. I love that. Also, I love that line of like, you don't look a day over 30. Most people say 25. Who says that? Most people. But then this is another thing that I think is great writing too, where Kris waves at Anne after she says that. And like, I don't know, it kind of makes the audience think like, oh, maybe there's something else going on there now. Maybe they're going to get back together, or at least have like a moment at this Valentine's Day dance or something. But yeah, I really appreciated that, and like the direction that it ends up going instead. Okay, then the music starts getting better. Party Rocker in the House Tonight comes on. LMFAO. Oh my God, such a prom homecoming dance.
Mm-hmm.
This really is a prom dance, I guess, with the chocolate fountain. It's just reliving your memories. Oh my God. Okay, and then this is where this relates to the deleted scene that I was talking about with Donn'a, where I don't know if you noticed, but there's like so many people on stage when the music starts getting better. It's Donn'a, Tom, and then 3 other people. Mm-hmm. Those are her dates.
There we go. Okay.
They're with her dancing around. And I was like, oh my God, love this. Love this so much. And then, oh yeah, in the deleted scene, actually, Leslie says, like when Jerry brings his gigolo or whatever, Leslie's like, I'm glad you brought so many people to Donn'a. And Donna's like, these are my dates. If I get bored with one of them, then maybe Anne can have one. And again, she just has so many good lines.
It's
and
so
she
good.
has, and they're all consecutive, like they all go together, so they should have been in the episode, but it's okay. It's fine. I'm nervous to see, because I know they give Donn'a a lot, but like, I wonder if she had even more, like as she gets even, like as a series regular, because I think now she's still like the guest star or whatever. I just wonder if they had even more for her and that they cut. But anyway, I get it, sort of. Okay, so now Kris is doing that signature crazy dance that he did at Andy and April's wedding, where he's like just moving his body in contorting types of ways, which is very strange. But right before that, there's a deleted scene where Jerry actually comes up to Kris and is like, I'm sorry that all of this is like awkward. You know, you always did treat Millie really nicely, and I really appreciate that, like as her dad. And that was a really sweet moment because it helps Kris to like come out of it a little bit.
Aww.
And then that's like that happened right before. Then Kris jumps off the stage and starts doing his crazy dance.
Okay.
And I was like, that's so cute.
Yeah. Oh, I like that moment. Mm.
Yeah. And there's also more deleted scenes of like Donn'a DJing and like doing more stuff with picking the songs and stuff, which is really cute. So, but yeah, this is really sad now, where Anne says she's just gonna leave. She'd like to go home and watch TV, and honestly, can't blame her.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the night hasn't been like a total bust, but it hasn't really been fun necessarily. So like, I'd want to leave too. I get it. And then Leslie is sweet. She has a talking head, and she's like, I'm just going to take Anne out for a drink. Just cheer her up because Ben's going to be late anyway. It's just like, I'm really worried he's not going to get it. She really did make the clues hard.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I thought about doing that, like a scavenger hunt for somebody. But like you said, I have thought about that before of like, would they even like enjoy this? Would it even be fun? You know what I mean?
It depends on the person, right? Like,
yeah.
My friend Miju, her now husband, Max, did it for her birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where we met up at Sloan's, rest in peace to Sloan's. And like, she went to the bathroom and then we were like, Miju, some man dropped off this case. There's a mystery you have to solve. And she loves that shit. But also it was like every clue then also had like other friends because this was coming out of the pandemic.
Yeah.
And so she like fucking lost her mind. She adored it.
That's amazing.
So like if the person likes that kind of stuff, it's super thoughtful.
Why not?
If someone is lazy like me.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Well, now that you say that, I think Madi likes them too because for her bachelorette, we went to Vegas and like we were just talking about stuff she could do. And I feel like she said there was some app or something that has this kind of thing on it. And they did it once. But it's like safe, obviously, because she did it once. That would be weird if it was just a random app. But I think she likes it too. So yeah, you're right. It does depend on the person. And maybe like if you took it down a notch where maybe it wasn't as hard as what Leslie's doing.
Yeah, it wasn't 30
also
clues.
Right. And like they're all so hard and like weirdly encrypted within themselves.
Yeah.
So anyway, okay. So Leslie discovers Anne's secret because she goes out to, take her out for a drink. And Anne is getting ready in the car because she's going to go somewhere. And then April comes out and is all like nervous and weird about like, what are you even doing here, Leslie? I looked up if the mini curling iron thing was real because I was like, I have never in my life seen a like cordless mini curling iron. They are real. They are battery operated and they are totally like legitimate. Did not know that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a great thing to have like when you're traveling maybe.
Right.
Or, like especially for her purpose too, like just like a tiny little curl, a tiny little like boop, boop, boop,
Yeah.
But yeah. I always wondered that watching this too. I was like, is she plugging it into like her like car
into
charger
the cigarette
thing?
lighter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's she doing? But anyway, so Leslie thinks it's Kris. Leslie's like, she's gonna go out and meet Kris because the music's better. Like they had their little waving moment. We're like, what? So yeah. Back at the office though, Ben only got 3 clues. Yikes, that's kind of sad. Ron got like 1 million, and I didn't even count how many he got. He like named all the numbers that he got. And then Andy comes in, and I think he got like 2 or 3 as well. So I was like, they're on the same level for that part. There's like leaves in his hair though, and this is when he like comes in with a stick, and you're like literally a golden retriever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Literally a puppy.
I love that it's up for debate too. Of like, did he need to do that, or was
Right.
was that an Andy side quest?
Is this a clue? Is this something?
Yeah.
No. But Leslie is now mad, obviously, because if Anne can date Kris, why shouldn't it be her business? Like, This is my business. Like, all the hoops that her and Ben had to jump through, whatever. And April is, like, suspiciously, because we don't know why yet, but April is suspiciously trying to get Leslie to stop looking into this and be like, just leave. Like, she'd never do anything to piss you off. Also, gotta say, that street, like, when Leslie's, like, staking them out or whatever, looks so nice. Like, I guess every small town has, like, their own little like downtown area, but it looked really nice.
Where the date happens?
Yeah.
Do you know where it is?
No, where?
Have you ever been to the Federal in North Hollywood?
No.
Yeah, it's at that bar there. It's still there.
What?
So next time you're in town, we'll do brunch there or something or drinks there.
Oh
But
my
yeah,
God!
so it's a little part of NoHo, a little off from where Mia used to live.
Okay.
It's one of the little pockets over there, like kind of off of like Linkersham.
Oh my God! I'm so happy that you found that. I could not find where it was.
Yeah, the only reason I know that is because one of the first times I went there with Logan, like ages ago, was, oh yeah, this is where they filmed that scene in Parks and Rec. And anytime we watch it, he always is like, Federal.
Amazing!
Yeah.
What a special moment. Oh my God, I love that so much.
I'm so excited. I knew a fact.
Yes, you did! A location fact nonetheless, which is one of my favorites.
Yes.
Oh my God. Love it so much. Yeah, and I was like, I know every small town has its main street, which is cute. So, like, I could kind of see how that goes. But yeah, that's really lovely. Oh, my God. And in North Hollywood. So cute. Okay. Can't wait. I wonder if I've ever been there. I'll have to look it up, like, to see. I don't think I have. It doesn't sound as familiar, but anyway. Yay! Okay. So anyway, Leslie decides to give up and is like, okay, fine, whatever. I'll just leave it. And Ben, Ron, and Andy are still trying to figure out what the F is going on. And Ron has this really cute idea that, like, Leslie loves being right, but she also loves romance. So what was something that you disagreed on, but now are on the same page on? And Ben, you know, thinks of Lil Sebastian, which is very cute. And I don't know that we've ever seen this memorial before.
I don't know if we have.
Like, they did the funeral. And he was at Harvest Fest and all these things. But I don't think we've ever seen, like, the statue. And it's, like, a really nice memorial. And people are into it. They're wearing He Lives sweaters and T-shirts and stuff and holding candles. There are flowers and wreaths. It's so freaking cute.
Those taxpayers were eager.
Oh, if that's where their money's going, they are happy about it. Oh, my God. It's like he's Jesus, I thought, with the He Lives sweaters.
Very much.
I also love Ben's thing of, I miss him every day. And then he looks to the camera and is like, like, no, I don't. But then this is where Leslie's explaining the situation about Kris and Ann. And she's like, I guess I should let it go. It's like, it's their thing. But it's a situation that we were in. And Ben is like, no, we need to catch them and rub their faces in it. And then Leslie loves that. And I love it too. It's so beautiful.
I love that we see Ben just go, like, full nope on that, too, of, like,
Yes.
absolutely not.
Yeah. Like, this is our business. Let's go get him.
Season 2, Ben wouldn't have done it.
Nope.
So
I love
good.
that he picks his moments, too, of, like, when to bring her down to reality or, like, not bring her down, but you know what I mean? Like, ground her a little bit. And this was one of those moments where I'm just like, love Ben for her.
Yeah.
It's great. Okay, so then she says, or we learn rather, that Anne is on a date with Tom, not Kris. And April comes by because she probably knew, yes, gasp. But she probably knew that Leslie would, like, continue to spy or whatever. But turns out April is the one that set them up, which is wild, or, like, at least suggested this. And I mean, she makes a good point. Like, for all I say about, like, Tom and Anne not being right, like, it is true in the moment and that night, like, Anne really did only laugh or smile or whatever when Tom was around.
Yeah.
Which is like, when April says that, like, what are you looking for? And she's like, you know, someone that treats me well, likes me. Like, I don't know, the bar's low, bro. And Tom kind of checked those lists, that list, if that makes sense. So, I just thought that was really cute to see last episode her being more thoughtful to Kris, and now she's being more thoughtful to Anne.
Absolutely.
That was so nice. And it's also cute because in the deleted scenes, there's moments when Leslie is, like, complimenting April. Not in, like, they're not outside of the Federal, but, like, when, just in general, like, in the office, you know how Leslie randomly will compliment April and, like, make her really uncomfortable? There's a moment in the deleted scenes where, like, a camera catches April's eyes, and April's like kind of likes it, like, when she compliments her. And I don't think we ever really see that with the cameras.
Aww.
So I think it's so cute that we got to see April being like, thank you, Leslie, for complimenting me. Like, keep doing that, please. You know what I mean?
That's so sweet.
It's very sweet. Oh, yeah. She says that she loves Italian people or whatever. But I don't think they should go together. And then she's like, no, I love Irish, Scottish, white. Whatever you are. But online it says Adam Scott does come from Italian descent, so
that
she's onto something.
Yeah.
You know? But anyway, so then we go into the actual date where, you know, Tom is confused and he's like, I don't really know what's happening. And he kind of turns off his moment or his, like, sleazy Tom thing for a second because Anna's like, let's just talk, have a drink. I'll go home alone. Whatever. And she's like, okay. And then he, like, you know, again, he's like, well, okay, like, all right, I'm confused. Like, well, I don't know. And then he's like, or we could snuggle up like little bunnies, which I think is funny, but also like, man, you were so close.
Right. But at least it's one of those things, though, that isn't, like, completely sleazy for once.
You're right.
There is something sweet about it, but it is just, like, that delivery.
Yes. It's so good. Yeah, he does have that, Aziz.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, okay, so now we're at the tag
Yeah.
because we don't really find out how the date goes. They're just gonna do their thing. And like, I made a mistake. This is no, but I'm sure it continues. But anyway, the tag is really cute, and Ron is like, you know from last year that my birthday's coming up to Leslie, and I definitely do not want what you did for Ben. Like, do not have that happen to me. I don't want it. And then it's so precious and cute when he comes back in, because Leslie's like, I think Leslie is for real thinking like, okay, I won't do it. Stop it. Because I think when I first watched this, I was like, does she know that he's lying? Like, I don't know why I thought that she would just get that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that he has to make it clear, like, wee-hoo, I do want that. Please do that for me.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
It's so cute. Oh.
Plus, like, Leslie could probably even go harder for Ron, because Ron seems to really understand
Because he's so
everything.
good at it.
I would love to see that scavenger hunt. Oh my God.
Man.
Wonder what it would lead to. Because last time she did the steak and the Bridge on the River Kwai movie and all that.
Oh my gosh. In a way, Scotland eventually. I mean, it's not a scavenger hunt, but it is.
No, but it is.
It's a mysterious
totally is.
destination.
Oh my God. Full circle.
Yeah.
Perfect. Wow. The show, man.
Man, oh man.
Well, that was Operation Anne. You got anything else?
No, it's just a cute, stinking episode. I love
It
this
is.
one.
It really is. There are some really special moments and some really cool character arcs and like beginnings of stories and things like that. So, yeah. Thank you for being on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. This was a delight. So many
Yay,
side
well,
quests, but we got here. Much
we
like
got
that
here.
scavenger hunt, we had to bob and weave till we could get to our conclusion.
But we nailed it and we're here.
Yeah, exactly.
I will tag you in Instagram and I'll put all your stuff in the show notes so everybody can follow
Thanks.
Kris Carr.
Yay!
So fun. And yeah, Maddie will see you when we see you. And
Yeah.
I'm glad that she got to come on for a moment and talk, and that was so special. So yeah, oh my God. Don't forget to rate and review us. I think that's all the housekeeping that I have. I was going to say happy holidays, but I guess I could say that anytime.
Yeah.
Because this will probably come out in 2 months.
I keep hiding behind the mic because I've got a Santa shirt on.
I love it. Oh my God. It's great.
I was like, oh yeah, this is going to come out in like February.
No, I wouldn't be able to tell anyways with the way that it's like angled. It's
That's
totally
good.
fine.
That's good.
But thank you again for coming on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, always fun.
Yay. I'll see you next time, and we'll definitely be doing this again. So everybody have a good whatever month it is, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
There's a park and some pals, and there's also therapy too.